Hello and welcome to Overthinking It. My name is Matt Belinkie. Matt Rather is still a little COVID-y, but he is getting much better and he's looking forward to making his triumphant return to tell you our final thoughts on 2022. But while we're waiting for that, let's have a little fun. As we explained in our video essay, politics and Eurovision go together like grandmas and bananas. And the next time we do a video on the subject, there will be a lot of footage from Turin in there.
It is a moment in time when we show the world the true importance of Eurovision, coming together in peace to celebrate unity and diversity.
But naturally, there's been a lot of speculation about what the Eurovision results might have been without the Ukraine sympathy vote. The UK and Spain finished only 7 points apart, so it's easy to imagine a scenario where Chanel's Booty Hypnotic reigns supreme. Or maybe Sam Ryder's point total would just get shot even further into space. Man. Now, obviously, there are a lot of factors to consider here, but let's keep it simple for now and imagine that there were only 39 countries competing with only 24 in the final. What might the results have looked like? Okay, here's a spreadsheet with the full point breakdown. Using a clever formula that Overthinking It numbers guru Sean Nixon cooked up, we could simulate points, assuming every country just moves up a place. So for instance, the Greece televoters gave Ukraine 10 points, Serbia 8, and Italy 7. In our new simulation, Serbia gets 10 and Italy gets 8. But wait a minute. In the case of all of the televoting and most of the jury voting, taking out Ukraine means that only 9 countries would be receiving points. Who gets the 1 point award in these cases? Well, as it turns out, the EBU shares the complete voting breakdowns for each country, at least each country where it accepted the results of the voting. I am not getting into that mess today. Anyway, you can see here the additional points that would be added to the totals if the 11th place nations had been bumped up a spot. Okay, everybody, drum roll please. Chanel in Spain emerge on top with 518 points. UK is in second place, 20 points back, and Sweden is a close third, only 7 points behind the UK. Interestingly, it would be much closer if Ukraine's votes were factored in. Ukraine gave the United Kingdom 7 televotes and 12 jury votes, and Spain only 1 televote and 0 jury votes. So, if Ukraine somehow had not been able to compete but was still able to vote, Spain still would have won, but only by 2 points. Looking at the televoting, it goes Moldova, Spain, and then Serbia. That's the exact order they did finish, just without Ukraine on top. For the jury votes, it's United Kingdom, Sweden, and then Spain. Once again, that's the same order as the results we got. Now, obviously, the real results out of our bizarro love, peace world wouldn't have looked exactly like this. There were way too many factors to consider. For instance, if Ukraine had not been in the semifinals, another country would have qualified. Ukraine was in semifinal 1, and the song that finished in 11th place there was Guilty Pleasure from Croatia. So would that have made the finals? No, because semifinal 1 was already the less full semifinal with 17 countries after Russia was given the boot. Semifinal 2 had 18 countries. So if Ukraine didn't participate, then one of the countries that was in semifinal 2 would have shifted over to make it 17 countries in each. And who knows if it would have been one of the really strong songs or another song that wouldn't have qualified anyway. So there's no way of saying what country might have made the grand final in Ukraine's place and how that song could have peeled votes away from the frontrunners and led to a different outcome. And here's another factor to consider. For this simulation, we're acting like all of the Ukraine votes simply evaporated to thin air. In fact, they go to other songs, and there's no telling whether it would be an even distribution or not. In fact, it probably wouldn't be. Ukraine probably pulled in votes because of its traditional folk sound. Without Kalush in the mix, those votes might have gone to Moldova and given them enough to pass Italy and finish in 4th place. Or maybe poor old France would have gotten some love from all those Ukraine voters. One more time, I am not saying that Spain was robbed this year. This contest was created specifically to provide an opportunity to bind the European community together, and it certainly accomplished that in 2022. But in another, better world where Vladimir Putin is simply a romance novel cover model, we might all be heading to Barcelona next year. We'll see you next time. Does anyone else think it's weird that Spaceman is spelled in all caps? It's like he's yelling at us. We can hear you, Sam. People in space can hear you, man.